I'm tired.
Happy birthday, Yifei.
Hey, you!
Voila.
Hey, you!
Take 2 drinks, swirl that shit in a cup, call that MasterGir. E.
Hey, you!
Anyone ever heard of this honey thing? Pretty tasty.
Hey, you!
Mystery.
Hello. How's it going, everyone? I'm back from my week-long break. And, I brought something for you. Check it out. We got a stream today and also some shit that you can get if you want it. That's not even centered to the screen, I just realized. Bugging the shit out of me. Get in the middle. There you go. There you go. We got shirts. We got tank tops for the hot summer temperatures coming up soon. You got a really shitty hat that I can't even confirm if it looks good or not because the product preview is fucking terrible. I don't know if you should buy the hat or not. If you don't, I don't blame you. I'm personally not buying it. But you got some stickers too. All of this fantastic RTVS logo that I dreamed of a few days ago. And I have gotten blessings to merchandise with said logo. I am no longer part of RTVS, but I am going to steal from them. I'm kidding. Check it out. It's great. We got help from Adriotes to finalize the design on the little logo there. It's cool. Check it out.
Hey, you!
Anyway, that's enough
Don't
of hawking.
lie to us, Gear.
Okay, I'm sorry. That sounded really like accusatory. Like, don't lie to us. Don't do that. You fucking dick. But anyway, that was that. Get that off the screen. And you there, K. Rule? Actually, I want one more K. Rule song before we get going here. Hold on. One more K. Rule song. Where'd it go? Hold on. I had it. Where did it go? Oh, there it is.
Guess I should have asked the captain for a map or something. Where are you?
Alright, get to the good part.
I'm...
Wait, you see subtitles? Is that working?
Your donkey.
Are the captions working? Oh, it's really bad. The captions are bad.
What we see here, a crocodile, a superior species. Your donkey croc initials DC. Looking at your claws, you could be one of my in-laws. Cause you're one of us, you're mean and green, scaly sheen.
Can't you see you're one of us?
You walk the walk, I
Brother Croc, arm in arm, together we rock. Well, if what you say is true,
Then I guess
we're from the same color with a different, similar hue. With these fangs and this scaly skin,
there's no question
that we're family next of kin. Cause I'm one of you, same crew, nothing I can do. Can't you see I'm one of you, the same crew. I'm really one of you! Huh? No. Stop. Train is now gone. All right. I'm a little loud. I'm popping off a bit. I haven't worked in a week. All right. Jesus, I am like blowing the microphone out. It must hurt to listen to this stream. Let's get the game going. All right. You're not going to see anything for a second here because I do have to launch this. It's kind of a weird setup going for this. Let's see. Can I do this without something breaking? I don't know. Let's see. Do you see it? Tennessee. The subtitles are so... The closed captions are so fucking bad. It's honestly incredible. Watch this. If you have the closed captions turned on, watch this. She sells seashells by the seashore. Okay. That was fucking awful. It said teeth LC shells. All right, now it just said TLC shells. TLC shells by the seashore. Which has captions now. Yeah, I noticed just by chance that there was the option. There was an experimental captions feature. It's probably bad because it uses Windows as speech to text, which is not good. But, yeah. If you want really funny bad captions, that's an option for you to play along. Anyway, Half-Life 2 But Awesome is actually S-Mod, which is a classic fucking mod. Sorry, I'm like trying to get the mic where it's comfortable for me. I haven't worked in a week. You fall apart after a little while. All right. You are going to notice... Wait. Is that right? Some seems out of... What? Monster Hunt? What is all this shit? Survival? Okay. I'm going to hope that this does what I need it to do. I tested this and it kind of put me wherever the fuck it pleased. So we will see what happens. Yep, it just puts you there. You don't get to play through the start of Half-Life 2. You also get a random weapon when you start. Hey, wait. What? Why can't I just go back? That's so weird. A red letter day. It's... Like, huh? Oh, now I'm curious. Oh, it's already no... Okay, no clip. Oh, the flashing. I'm so sorry. I didn't know I was going to do that. All right, here's his lab, right? No, that's Eli's lab. Where's Kleiner's lab? No, that's Eli's lab. Where's Alex? Where's Alex?
Blast that little. Where did she get?
Okay, well I'll do it anyway. Oh. Get crashed. All right, hold on. Oh shit. Hold on. This is gonna be kind of jank because I could not. This like was forcing me to use its own like closed system for some reason. So let me see if I can pull some files here.
Hey, you.
Hey, you.
Oh shit, yo. Is this the overcharged mod?
No. Ah, overcharged is also Half-Life 2, but awesome. But no, this is a different but awesome. Let me see if I can pull some files.
Hey, you.
Hey.
Kleiner's simply too powerful for the game to handle.
It's so weird. Alright, what if I pull all these? Hold on. This sorted? Yeah, okay. Just a second. I gotta copy paste some files here real quick. Mods, smod, maps. Right? Hold on. Then no. SDK base, maps. Here it is. Okay. That was it. Okay, it was missing this. It was missing this.
You.
Yippee. Wahoo.
Alright, I guess I'm just not intended. I guess it just doesn't want me to play with Alex. Alex is removed from this mod, I guess. Oh shit, I closed the folder. Where did I put this? Here we go. Alright, round 2. You don't get to play through the start of Half-Life 2. It doesn't matter. Alright, here we go. Barney!
Hey, Gordon! The Citadel's on full alert. I've never seen it lit up like that. Get out of City 17 as fast as you can, Gordon. Take the old canals, right? They'll get you to Eli's lab. It's a dangerous route, but there's a whole network of refugees and
Why do I have a
they'll help you
silenced
if they
pistol?
can. I'd come with you, but I gotta look after Dr. Kleiner. Oh, and
Barney!
before I forget, I think you dropped this back in Black Mesa.
Give it to me.
Good luck out there, buddy.
Oh, it was my katana from Black Mesa, of course. Alright. Yep. Alright. 420. That's the max of health and armor, apparently. What is this music? Kick it. What? I threw my gun. I threw my katana. I need to restart. I threw my katana. I hit a, there we go. I hit a button and threw it. The boxes are bleeding. Get the fuck out of my way. Hell yeah! Going sicko mode. Hell yeah! Hell.
Hey, you.
Fairly awesome.
Fairly awesome. I got you, baby. Don't worry. Ow! I got you. Don't worry. Yeah! Yeah! Half-Life 2, but awesome. Look at this. Tackiest fucking thing you've ever seen. Where's my dualies? Alright, here we go. Oh, the gravity gun was just under the stairs. Motion sensor bomb. What? Oh, gravity gun gets its own button. That's weird. Oh, to make room for other weapons. Fuck you, buddy. I don't know what the fuck that was. Yeah. Hell yeah, brother. Where'd this... What the fuck is happening? Wow! No! It crashed! What the fuck is happening? This mod is a piece of shit.
14.
Oh, God. I wonder. I wonder, hold on, I'm curious. Can I just take this mods files and just drop it in my source mod folder. Hold on. Theme. I want it because I'm curious if that'll make it run better, if it'll crash less. Source mods. Now let me see. Let me open Steam. Half-Life 2, but it barely functions. Alright, let's see if it functions any better as a mod. Nope, it instantly crashes. Alright, I gotta do it the way it wants me to do it. Alright, let's see. Alright, how about, alright, we'll skip that section. We'll just move on to a red letter day. Even though that's immediately after.
Funny,
Nope.
showing up on this day in particular.
Nope.
This way, Gordon.
I'm coming.
We've been helping people escape the city on foot. It's a dangerous route to my father's lab through the old canals.
Yeah?
Today, we're finally on the verge of having a better way.
Oh, that's great, Alex.
Here, let me buy you a drink.
Oh, please do. What happened? I didn't do it, Holly.
Nice to finally meet you.
Alex has a new outfit, and I will stay looking above the waist.
Where did she get to? Lamar!
Fucking
Uh-oh, everything all right, Dr. Kleiner?
Oh, hello.
everything all right, Dr. Kleiner? You're wearing all your clothes.
Lamar has gotten out of her crate again.
No, it's not fully modeled. It's not fully modeled bad. It's bad, but it's not fully modeled bad.
Gordon Freeman. It really is you, isn't it?
I found him wandering around outside. Bit of a troublemaker, isn't he?
Yeah.
We owe a great deal to Dr. Freeman, even if trouble does tend to follow in his wake. I must say, Gordon, you come at a very opportune time. Alex has just installed the final piece
Uh-oh.
for the resurrected teleport.
Yeah, uh-oh is right,
Take any
Alex.
credit for the breakthrough, Doctor.
Nonsense. Your talents surpass your loveliness.
Let's just see if this thing works, okay?
Well, is he here? There you are.
Don't push me.
Man, Gordon,
Take it
you
easy,
stirred up
Gordon.
the hive.
You take it easy.
Dear me.
We can't keep him here long, Doc. It'll jeopardize
Dear
everything we
me.
worked for.
Don't worry, he's coming with me.
That's right, Barney.
I don't want to go anywhere
This
near
is a
you.
red letter day. We'll inaugurate the new teleport with a double transmission.
You mean
Lamar.
everything? For real this time? Because
Ah,
Well,
score.
that nightmare's about that cat.
No, there's nothing to be
Fuck.
nervous about.
cat?
We've made major
No, give me that book.
strides since then. Major strides.
What cat?
Nice.
Doc, since he's not taking the streets, you might as well get him out of his civvies.
What?
You might as well get him out of his
I almost
skivvies.
forgot. Barney,
Ah!
I'll give you the honor.
Why is she
I've gotta
fucking
get back on my shift. But okay.
double cheeked up in here? World's gone to hell, but Alex is taking the time to get double cheeked up. Hello?
Here we go. Ah! Damn it,
Why
get it off
why does
me!
Lamar have
Lamar.
glowing eyes on
Hey,
on
I
it?
thought you got
top
rid of
of
that
his head.
pest.
Certainly not. Never fear, Gordon.
Ah.
She's debeaked and completely harmless. The worst she might
Oh,
do
but
is
it's
get
awesome. It's Lamar, but awesome.
fruitlessly.
Get that thing away from me.
Clearly, Barney was already awesome, and Kleiner was already
No,
awesome.
not up there.
But now
No,
Lamar
no.
is awesome.
Careful, Lamar. Those are quite fragile. Oh,
Kill it!
fine. It'll be another week before I can coax her out of there.
Yeah.
Longer if we're lucky. Barney, you're not an animal person. Yeah. Yeah. Hello?
Well, Gordon, go ahead. Slip into your suit now.
All right. That looks like shit. It looks like they pulled it out of a dumpster because the textures are all wrong. Come on, hold up like a middle finger or something. Be like, yeah, I'm awesome.
Well, Gordon, I see your
Yeah.
agent still fits you like a glove. At least the glove parts do.
Hold on. Where is...
I've made a few
6.
modifications.
Oh!
But I'll just acquaint you with the essentials. Now, let's see.
Wait. Okay. No, not saved. Fuck. Shit. Anyway, you know what happens. Root canal. Let's go. Yay. All right, here we go. All right, I just have a katana now. I saved your life.
They'll be looking for you now. You'd better run. There's nothing else you can do here.
Okay. What's in this machine now? Cheeseburger. Nice.
Going!
Fuck yeah! Fuck yeah! Give me the gravity gun. Fuck you, buddy! Dualies! Here we go! Half-Life 2 but awesome. Here we go. Round 2, baby. Who's shooting me? Who's shooting me? Don't shoot the bomb. Yeah! Wait a minute. That's the fucking Theo stop time sound. Hell yeah! Fuck yeah! Awesome! Now who's shooting me? Oh, I got an axe! Where's my axe? The Shining. Ah. Okay. How do I get up here? I don't understand. Who the fuck can oh. Alright, I got him. Alright. How do I get up here? Ow! Whoa! What the fuck? Oh no! It's aggressive. Oh shit! Okay. Fuck yeah. Don't stop kicking it like a football. Break, damn it. What the fuck? Did I get an ump? I got a P90. I run. Fuck. Let's fucking go. Ugh. Ow. Get out of my fucking way, bitch! This is more. This is Half-Life 2, but more my speed. Get the fuck out of here! This guy has to die. He's not gonna get hit by the train. Where's the train? Stop bleeding! Alright, I'm tired of waiting for the train. Alright, I gotta get the fuck out of here. The noise is gonna kill me. What the fuck? Ferns! Oh no, ferns.
Guess those sirens are for you, huh?
Yeah.
Good thing you found us. You're not the first to come through here by
This is the feedback. The Combine's reckoning has come.
Look, get out of here. Just a lookout for the Underground Railroad. Main station's right around the corner. They'll get you started on the right foot. Meanwhile, let my Vortigaunt friend here give you a jolt to get you going.
Sure, okay. What's he doing to me? What's he doing? What's he doing to me?
Man.
That should keep the
He hit me! Bad guys! Awesome! Hell yeah. Oh, what the fuck? I want my dualies back. Shredder. Let that bird go! Fuck you! Fuck you! Ah! Oh, get the fuck out of my face! I went the wrong way. Oh, he died! How did he die? Who blew him up? No! Oh, come on! This has a lot of problems with crashing, apparently. Half-Life 2, but it barely functions. It's okay, it's saved earlier, so. They fucking shot each other. Alright, okay, here we go. Whoa, what the fuck is happening up there? What is happening? Got him. Hell yeah, brother. Alright, go. Go. I ran out of energy. Excuse me. Fuck you. You're not supposed to be here. What the fuck? Alright, different gun. Keep going, friend. Yeah? Okay, bye! I didn't do that. I didn't kill her. They got her. What? Put the gun down, you stupid asshole. There he goes. Ow, ow. Fuck you. Run and gun, bitch. Woo! Let's go. I'm burning. Go. Dead. Go. Oh shit. I need to get away from those. Go. 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 Today's the canon day of the Resonance Cascade? You serious? I can believe it. Huh. Happy Resonance Cascade Day. Who shot me? Who in the fuck? One shot. 2 shots. 3 shots. 4 shots. That's all it takes. What could possibly go wrong? Fucking... This is most decidedly not awesome. Fucking... Fuck! I need something a little heavier than this. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. Oh shit! What? You get a riot shield? That's bullshit. Ow! Whoa! 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 What the fuck? Where I go? Run! 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 Doesn't matter. The world around me doesn't matter. Run! Get the fuck out of here! Holy shit! How come he got a fucking shield? That's fucking bullshit. Oh, sorry, buddy. Did I pick up anything new? Anything fun? Magnum. Tori sees another bird outside. It's not gonna get you, don't worry. Whoa. I can knock people in the head with this Magnum. Oh! That was my bad. Why is there an FPS counter in the top right? Because it's just on by default. Damn it. I should save the Magnum. How about this thing? What the fuck? I can't see it because it's too dark. Wait. Melon? Oh, I can eat its gibs! Ugh! How about you? I can eat all the gibs! Fuck yes! I don't know why the hound eye explodes into fruit, but okay. Fruit salad. Yummy, yummy. Leave me alone. I need your flesh. Fuck off. Bitch. Can't eat the skull? Well, no kidding. It's just a bone. Don't be silly. Fuck yeah. Ugh. What? There we go. Knock, knock, motherfucker.
Get in here, hurry.
I'm in here.
Action is on to us. We're tearing up the railroad, covering our tracks. Looks like you're gonna be the last one through.
Can I have this?
Be glad you're not the guy they're looking for.
Can I have this?
Bastard doesn't stand a chance. Sounds like we're calling in every seat.
You're like extra raggedy.
Now they're flooding the areas up ahead with manhacks. You better get going before they sweep through here.
Oh shit! Too late!
Don't worry. I got this.
That was a close call.
He picked up a katana too. Ah!
I'll give you some supplies to keep you going. You really gotta go.
Nothing personnel, kid. Jack is back. I want... No. Ah, damn it. What else you got up here? Any other goodies?
Thanks, but I'll be okay. Got some work to finish up here.
Should I kill him? Yes or no?
Thanks, but I'll be okay.
Okay. Okay. No, the fact that he looked at me is like, thanks, but I'll be okay. Like, okay, I'll let you do. Get the fuck out of here. Dude, get him.
Cover me.
Show you how it's done. Oh, don't go that way. Don't go that way. Back up. I just saved that guy's life. Who is this man? This is the new best friend. Oh, Clarence. Let us go, Clarence. They got hound eyes in this game. Eat up, Clarence. I want you big and strong for our fight.
Sorry, Doc.
Okay. Get him! Get him, Clarence! Get him! I'll watch the... No! They got Clarence! Get the fuck away from me! Oh. Oh, Clarence, what have they done to you? You will live on through me. Nope. I hate that sound. It sounds like someone's like outside of my door. Listen. Quit fucking around out there. Cheeseburger. Why did they explode into blood? Look. So weird. Cheeseburger. That's really loud. Nope. Come here. Fuck. Fuck him. No! I hear a hound die. What's going on up here? Oh, I wasted all those bullets. Give me my katana back. Stuck. There we go. The CC is so scuffed. Yeah, the closed captions is an experimental feature and it's fucking terrible. Yes. Sustenance. It. Uh-oh. Fuck! I fell back in the water. I got a text message on my cell phone. Let me see what it says. Okay. Hold on. I gotta answer this text message. Hold on. Alright, here we go. Boom. Ah! Came right at me. Fuck me. That's pretty good. Brains. Who dares? Ow. Get out of my fucking way. Ow. Fuck off. I don't need this. I have food. Get this out of here. This is actually fucking awesome. Nice gun. I'm a monster. I'm a monster. Nice shot, dickhead. Ow! Stop. Stop. Stop shooting me. Huh. It sure is a gun. Ow, 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 ow. Wait, hold on, I'm reloading. Okay. Get the fuck away from me. Look at my health. Oh, this mod fucking rules. Let's save it just in case, because it has been a while since it last crashed. Sandwich. Hello? Oh. Stay away. Get away from me. Can I make this jump?
Hey, you!
Not even close.
Path gate 2.
Fuck off. Alright, hold on. 'Cause I don't feel like doing the real puzzle in here. No, don't. Fucking hold still. Bitch! What? There we go.
Damn, you got alien blood all over my suit.
Fuck. God damn it. Fucking. Fuck this part. Whoops. Alright, that was my bad. Yum, 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 yum.
These alien bastards got blood on my suit.
Oh no! I'm slowly drowning. I thought I saw another guy over there. Hey, get off my spool! Fuck. Dude, fucking lay off, bitch! What a dick! I probably could have just done that, actually, in retrospect. Oh. This mod fucking rules, I should say. This is awesome. It's awesome. It's fucking awesome. I need to settle down. Ah! Gotta make up all the damage I took. Give me that arm. Is there any more food? Oh, brains! Oh, there's all kinds of snacks down here for me. Oh, brains! I know it's not original, but it's true. I love brains. Hamburger. Alright, cheeseburger, hamburger, cheeseburger, hamburger. Ow. Yummy fruit dog. That was a whole fucking chicken I just ate. Fuck out of here. Yeah, see? Stanley got the bucket. Bitch! No safe haven in this mod. Ow! That was horse shit. I need his flesh. Those head crabs were just not reacting. Or are these zombies? Hmm. Food! Oh! That ran out of ammo. Yeah! Yeah! Fuck him up! Fuck yeah! Get the fuck out of here! Hell yeah, brother! This is what I'm playing. That's not what I want to do. Yeah, my icing. Someone yabbed him in the icing. Give me more food. More food. Huh? Fuck out of here. More food. Wow, that was ultimate kill. Did you see that shit? Look, in this world, it's kill or be killed. Do it, I dare you. Get the fuck out of here. Hey, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Smokey. Ran out of ammo. But there's so much food. New gun. Frag grenade. Frag out. Anyway. This shit's fucking great. I'm loving it. I'm having way more fun than I thought it was going to. I thought it was gonna be like, oh, haha, look, it's a crazy Half-Life 2 mod. No, I forgot S-Mod was awesome, and then, like, just over the years, it's gotten so much better. Fuck. Get the hell out of here. Hey. Ow! Oh! What is happening? Nom, 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 nom. Wow, okay, that fucking went miles away. Oh my god, I'm so sick of your shit! Get the fuck out of here. I'm tired of getting shelled.
Hey,
Hell.
Dr. Freeman.
Hey, how's it
Been
going?
hoping you'd show up.
Yeah?
Got this airboat all gassed up and ready to go.
Yeah?
It's
Oh, it's mine?
dodging civil protection out there in the open, but drive hard and you'll make it.
Okay.
You'll find more help up at Station 7.
Cool.
Just a few bends up the river.
Wow.
It's the old red barn.
Hmm.
Climb on in. Fire her up.
She's food?
Go ahead and get in the boat, Dr. Freeman.
Pick the bones clean before they hit the ground. Holy shit, it's so fast! They got bull squids. The bullets. All right, time to go. Ow, time to go. Fuck. Go. I know it's still. I know, Tori. It's scary. I know. We gotta go. It's really death clues. Fuck. There we go. All right. Get on my face. Oh. Oh, bomb. Ugh. Holy shit! I have to get up there now. I have to get up there. I have to get up there. Did you see what I just did? Did you see what I just did? Ow! I must nourish myself. Who? Who dares? Oh, I can't. Whoa! Holy shit. This place is getting torn down. Fuck off. Oh, this had a grenade in it. Alright, it's time to go. Remember those death clues? Whoa! They're invisible. Go, 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 go. Oh shit! This is so frenetic. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. I have no time for your shit, bro. Alright, I guess that's just gonna happen over there. While I do this. Is there gonna be a secret? Yeah. I don't know why my stuff goes invisible underwater. What? I threw you underwater. Whatever. That enough? That should be enough. Whip it around. Let's go. Oh! Oh my god. As if this wasn't bad enough. Come on! God damn, this is so bad. What is happening? Oh my god! This is seriously nauseating. Alright, let's go. What? Why did they think this was a good idea? They made the airboat even harder to control. That's right, Tori. Fuck. Am I fast enough? I am. Let's go. No puzzles for me. What is happening? Stop! Stop! I'm too fast. I can't take a corner. Oh, the blood splatter. Oh! Oh, I guess I made it over. Good God. This is not Gmod. Ugh. It feels like it. Fuck off. Why do I have another airboat? Did they expect me to lose it? This is VR chat. Uh-oh. There we go. No. No. Ah. Damn it, now I gotta do a puzzle. Shit. I was hoping I could, like, jump, so I don't have to do it. Get out! What the fuck? Give me a second. Thank you. Oh, finally some food. Alright. I think my health is up enough. Fuck. All right. Fuck off, fuck off. Punch. What the fuck? Why are the Half-Life What is happening? I'm so confused. And the game crashed again. I'm gonna do a quick BRB because that's like frying my brain. Hold on. I'll do a quick BRB and we'll get back at it. Okay, I'm back. Let's get the game back up. Where the hell is it? Here we go. All right. Let's get the game up and running again here. Wait, all right. I shouldn't be up there. I'm gonna restart it again. And that's better. All right. All right, it's saved when I was in here. So you ready? All right, let's go. All right, that's better. All right, get myself healed back up. All of the heals. All of the heals. All right. All right, this should be good. All right, go. Just fucking run. Just run. Just run. Run, 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 run. I can't tell what's happening. I'm fucking eating shit. Fuck. Ugh. I need to eat. I need flesh. No, fuck off. Fuck off. Oh, get this out of here. All right, run. Oh. Stop. Stop shooting me. Run. Wait, I got a new melee weapon. Bug spawner. Cheeseburger. Bug spawner it is. Fuck yes. I get minions. They're kind of useless here because there's so much shit. I don't have any shotgun ammo. Oh, my bugs. Oh, my bones. All right, right here I'm safest. Oh, I have half a second. This motherfucker is so dead. The fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not gonna let you run away. I let him run away. Who is still popping shots off at me? I don't care. I really don't. I'm gonna go. Ugh. I don't know where to go. I don't remember where to go. Stop. Oh, I just had to turn a corner. Oh my god. Get in. Back it up. Back it up. Go. 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 Drive. Just get the fuck out of here. Thank you. Thank you. Keep for reminding me. Thank you. It's been a while since I've fucked up like that. Jesus, fuck. You didn't miss anything in terms of audio, just a lot of gunshots. Like that. Shout out to getting called out. I don't care. Fuck you. Oh. Fuck off. Oh. I'm not gonna make this. No way. Holy shit! I actually made that. Damn. World record. Whoa. Go away! I'm almost fucking dead in a mod like this. I'm gonna like instantly die. I can't tell what's happening! What the fuck? What the fuck? I can't. I have no control. That's the wrong way. All I did was just get concuss me. What even just happened? Oh, I'm back here. Alright, I got a little bit of armor now. Ow. Can I outrun it? I can. Your set piece is ruined because my vehicle's too fast. Huh? Oh my god. Am I gonna immediately concuss myself? No. Fuck. What the fuck? Come on, dude. Hold on. I don't know what the fuck is Tori's problem today, but everything is like scaring her, so I had to cover her up. Am I good? Are the threats gone? What? Cut me a fucking break, man. What? All right. Is that it? Am I good? Are we good? And you! Ah. Finally some sustenance. Man. Some sus. Let me just pull out my katana here. Fuck yes. Oh, some sandwiches. That's what I need. Get the fuck out of here. There. Oh. There we go. Let me just pick this up. Alright. Do I have any... What the fuck? Why do I have a Halo assault rifle? Alright. I honestly cannot believe that I just did that. Go. Alright. Can I maintain enough control to make progress?
Hey! You're
Hey.
Freeman, aren't you?
Yeah.
I wouldn't believe it if I couldn't see with my own eyes.
I would like to back up and hear what you have to say, but the fucking boat sucks. Alright, what's up?
We better hurry. Gotta tear down this camp and get out of here.
Greetings to the free man.
You need to tear it down? Gotcha. Alright, let's go. Tear it all down. Tear down the camp. Tear it all down. Are you hiding back here? Fuck yes, dude. I'm glad I decided to fuck around because I found this. I fucked around and found out. Oh shit! I gotta be careful.
Come on in. I'll show you what you're up
Fuck
against.
yes, sir. What's up?
Here, take a look at this.
Uh-huh, what's up?
This here's the dam. It's just up ahead.
Okay.
Eli's hideout is here. A
All right.
stone's throw from the apron and nestled in the old hydro plant. But getting there with that hunter chopper on
What is your alien doing to my boat? What's your alien doing to my boat?
The Vortigaunt's working his magic on your airboat.
He's putting magic on my boat. I don't like that.
I think he's just finishing up now. Go on out.
Don't touch my boat! Uh-oh, that might have been a mistake. Shit. Fuck. Oh, that actually was a mistake. That actually was a mistake. Alright, that's fine. Hey.
I couldn't see with my own eyes. Dr. Gordon Freeman himself.
What the fuck?
We better hurry. Gotta tear down this camp and get out of here.
Alright, gotta tear down this camp, get out of here. Yeah. Alright.
Come on in.
Yeah, I'm coming.
You're up against.
I'm up against fuck all is what I'm up against. I fear nothing, generally. Oh, I got a sniper. Alright, what's
Here,
up?
Take a look at this.
That's the dam right there?
This here's the dam. It's just
Okay.
up ahead.
I see, alright.
Eli's hideout is here.
I
A stone's
see.
throw from the apron and nestled in the old hydro plant.
Yeah?
But getting there with that hunter chopper on your ass, next to impossible.
Yeah.
Good news is, the Vortigaunt's working his magic on your airboat, so you'll have a little more firepower going forward. I think he's just finishing up now. Go on out.
Alright, go on out.
There we are.
Yeah.
Gun came off one of the same hunter choppers that you're up against.
Pretty sure I already had that.
Take that chopper down, and you should be able to tear on through to
You think I'm gonna leave here and not get something to eat? Betrayal. I'm hungry. What do you want from me? A man gotta eat. Hunter chopper! Whoa! What the fuck? Oh, you bitch! Come on! Yeah, fuck you, baby! Get fucked. Go fuck yourselves. Go fuck yourselves. Uh-oh. I'm not gonna make this. Bing bong. Fuck your life. Ah! Okay. Style points, I guess. Fuck your life. Ah! Don't mind me. Oh, I do want to go up there. Actually, hold on. There might be a secret weapon. There could be a secret weapon back here. Blech. Oh, look at all the bananas. Oh. Oh, more fruit. Well, no secret weapons, but I did have fun. That's what counts. All right. Heads up. Make way for me. Make way for me, motherfucker. Oh God, Jesus. Go, 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 go. 44 health. No, no, stop. What the fuck? Fuck off. I'm gonna have to turn God mode on here in a second. Can I go yet? Why did I turn that way? What the fuck? What? Fuck me. This fucking thing controls like it's made out of soap. soap. Let me in. I have an idea. And I'm in. What? What happened? What? Oh, lame. They got like an invisible blocker. Guess I'm going on foot. Guess I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. God. Huh? Anyway. All right, come on. Blow it up. Thank you, Jesus Christ. All right. There should be no invisible blocker now. I was right. Ugh. Oh, I was misremembering. There we go. Remember when I streamed this last time? Or rather Half-Life 2 into what that was, you know what I'm saying. Whatever. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you. You gotta be shitting me. I tripped on a pebble and died. Where are you? I can't see where you are. Oh my god, the fucking bass boosted explosions! It's so loud! It's so loud! I would like to remind everyone that Tori is currently completely covered and cannot see anything. I don't know what she's still screaming at. Got him. Good Lord. Are all the gun noises? I have a headset on. Oh. She's having night terrors. Let it gun sound. Let it gun sound. Can I get in here without just perishing? I wanna see what's in here. I will not be denied.
We have lost all dear to us.
Yeah, I'm sure. I've gained something, and that's food.
We remember the Freeman.
Yeah?
We are coterminous.
Yeah? Ah, oh, you're brilliant.
And to what end?
Hey, cheers to you, man.
There is no distance between us. No false veils of time or space may intervene. We see you still in Black Mesa. Clearly we see you in the Nihilant's chamber. We bear witness to the bright eternity of the Nihilant's demise. You leap, you...
He was a ghost. He was fake. He was fake. He just disappeared. I'm fake? Fuck you. Ban that guy. Oh, that's right. Let me up. Ah. This thing's fast enough that I can do that. You just can't hear what's happening. A mess. A mess is happening. Let me up. There we go. Whoa! Got a little bit more air than I bargained for. Alright, it's time to go sicko mode on these fools. You ready for this shit? Watch. Hey! Whoa, who's still alive? Who is still alive? Found him. Alright, let me just eat their fucking innards. Because that's how I roll. Oh. See, the game didn't like that and it crashed me. Fuck. Oh, how far back is that gonna put me? Did it save as soon as I blew up the helicopter? Is that what it did? Oh, good. We get a little bit of boosted base for our troubles. A little bit more because I just got blown up. Nice. Nice. Cool. I'm just gonna use this gun. Okay, that was a bad choice. God damn it! There we go. All right. And tell you what, let me get myself situated here. There. That's how we do it as a professional. Give me all your fucking guts. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, that's some health. Oh, that's much better. Munch crunch. And there's a dispenser. All right, I've got more health than that thing wants to give me. All right, let's see. Can old MasterGir remember how to do this? Yes, he can. You know what? Fuck the auxiliary restriction. I want to be able to just sprint and have a flashlight and bullet time to my heart's content. That was weird. All right. I missed the G-Man sighting and my only opportunity to kill him twice. No. I'll get another chance. I'm sure. What? Oh, that's right. I had to do a ramp. I'm dumb. Oh, good lord. Maybe we get a little bit of a slower part here to kind of recollect my thoughts. And fucking finally, I'm done with that. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I don't have to be done with my airboat. Maybe I don't have to be done with the airboat. Press plus to speed up time. Return to normal, press that. Keybinds can be changed. What? Hello? Why did it just teach me how to speed up time? Oh, it's so I can get through the boring part as fast as possible. That's honestly fucking hilarious.
You would never forgive me if I kept you waiting.
Is this guy necessary?
You could certainly use the extra help.
Nope.
We've covered a lot of ground the last few months. Things will go so much faster. You have more people with your attention. We're closing in on a reliable local teleport technology.
Oh yeah?
Something the Combine still hasn't mastered. Eli thinks their portals are string.
Oh, I never got a chance to use this.
Similar to our Calabi-Yau model.
Oh yeah?
They've failed to factor in the dark energy equations. They can tunnel through from their universe, but once they're here, they're dependent on local transportation. If they knew what we were doing with entanglement.
Whoa, she's a beast. She just took that.
dependent on local transportation. If they
Okay, I just wanted to see what the right click was for this.
Listen to me. I
Sound like a
postdoc.
postdoc. Oh, haha,
I'm
jinx.
just so excited to think that we'll finally have the chance to work together. Where was I? Oh, yes. Dr. Kleiner compressed the Zen relay far beyond anything he imagined at Black Mesa. We figured out how to use Zen as an unexpressed axis, effectively a dimensional slingshot, so we can swing around the border world and come back to local space without having to pass through.
Yeah.
Gordon Freeman.
Let me get a look at you, man.
My God, you haven't changed one iota. How do you do it? Now let's see. The last time I saw you, I sent you up for help after the resonance cascade. I never thought it would take you this long to get back to me. Welcome to the lab anyway. It's not Black Mesa, but it served us well enough.
It's going to be a lot more like Black Mesa with Gordon.
Nope, I forgot about that. Fast forward. Nope. Yeah. No, I have no choice. It came with the mod. Oh.
The primary trigger emits a charge. You can punch stuff and send it flying. I found it handy for clearing minefields.
All right, get out here and do your thing. There, you happy? Play your game. I think Dog's brain just broke. I think Dog's brain broke. Dog's brain broke. All right, hold on. How about... No, but I want to keep my shit.
This is a gravity gun my father was talking about.
Yeah, I have that.
You can call it the zero-point energy field manipulator if you really want to. It's designed for handling hazardous materials.
Yeah, I get it. Come on, hurry up.
We mainly use it for heavy lifting.
Come on, why are you made? You're made out of plastic.
The primary trigger emits a charge. You can punch stuff and send it flying. I found it handy for clearing mine.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Dog. Throw.
Fucking awful. Biggest drawback of this mod so far is why the fuck did they do that to Alex? Alright, get your stupid toy. I know why. Are we good?
Throw it, Dog.
Dog, I'm getting tired of this game. You done yet? Are you bored yet?
Nice catch. When I told you John liked to play fetch,
There.
I didn't tell you who'd be fetching, did I? Sweet. Where's your ball, dog?
All right. Oh, stanky leg.
Okay, Gordon, let's try something else. Dog, throw something bigger.
All right, hurry up. This is the last step.
No, dog. No, no, boy. Down. Put that down. What is it, dog?
Can you not stand directly in front of me?
What's that?
Scanners! Just do that, just in case. Oh! Alright, now I got a Raven home. Where the fuck are you? He was a Combine spy, I got him. It's okay. Thank you. Fast forward button's awful useful. Brother. Free meat! Wow, it's meal. Just for me. There we go. Freeman's meal. Raw meat. Are you fucking serious? Why did they do this section? Hold on. It's time to rip and tear. Whoop. Oh, that was my bad. I kind of have to just sit here and do this for a second. What is happening? I'm so lost. There's too many fucking zombies. It's so fucking hectic.
Another life to save? I'll keep my eye on you. More than that, I cannot promise.
I need to eat. I need to eat bad. Blood meal for me. Damn, Doom got nothing on this. Fuck yeah. I'm just like, it's speaking for itself. I'm just completely taken aback by this. Nope. Nope. Katana for some reason, even though I already have one. Who's making noises? Oh! Worth it though. Style points. Oh, not worth it. That one just sucks. Fuck off. Fuck off. Is this the right way to go? I think it is. I get a new shotgun? Praetor iron cannon? Fuck. I don't even know what I'm doing. Oh man. Like I said, I'm just like taken aback. What? Is this in the original Half-Life 2? I don't know. I don't recognize this. It's not? Okay, I didn't think so. How did I... Oh, I gotta go all the way back around. I didn't turn anything off, so... Alright, come back in here. Go upstairs. Oh, this way. Get fucked. Fuck. Why was it full of eyeballs? Why is it full of eyes? Post him if you got him. Go fuck yourself. Oh, ladder right here.
Well done, brother.
Thank you.
Make
What is
free
that
use of
gun?
my traps, but take care not to
What is he
fall into
using?
yourself. Behind you. In Ravenholm,
What?
you do well to be vigilant.
That was staged. This isn't even a real head crab, it's a prop. He's like staging this. Ow! Yum 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 yum. All right, get the fuck out of my way. Why would I use this? Whoops. There we go. Oh, I got a little bit of brains on your front end there. Let me get that for you.
Better and better.
Yeah?
I am Father Grigori. You have already met my congregation.
What is he using? What is that fucking gun? Yeah, my icing. Get the fuck out of here.
But no harm done. My bullets are the least of your concerns.
Motherfucker! What just happened to me?
Let's go! Rapid fire!
I'm gonna let that HECU out there do his thing. Whoa!
Least of your concerns.
Where'd that HECU go? Oh, there he is. Go get him, buddy. What is that gun that he's got? There's so many interesting things. Get him! Shoot him! There you go. Did I get them all? Did I get them? I still don't have any shotgun ammo on this level of all levels. Get the fuck away from me. Fuck off. Cover my health. All right, this way. You don't get the shotgun for a bit in this level. That's true. Fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off, fuck off. You can't even see through all the blood.
It's Half-Life.
It's something. Come at me! You goddamn demons! Alright, I back up. The fuck out of here. Oh, I can't shut that. I can't see, there's too much blood. Holy shit. Okay. Oh, I'm gonna quick save here. Good lord. Good God. Half-Life 2, but awesome! It's awesome! Oh, alright, time to go. What am I stuck on? Get the fuck out of here! There we go. Water. Hey, bro.
Hello, brother.
Hey.
Come closer.
Hello, brother.
You've stirred up hell. Man after
No, now you got a new weapon.
Here I have a more suitable gun for you. You'll need it. Catch. Good. Now keep it close.
Elite shotgun?
Aim for the head. Hush. Stay calm. There is no rest in Ravenholm. Move on and I will meet you at the church.
Oh. Thanks for the cover fire, I guess. Yeah, covering fire. Oh, that's loud. Go. Oh, I got friends in here. Get him. Get it.
MasterGir banana dance. MasterGir banana dance.
Where's the button? There it is. Good luck, bro. You got this. I believe in you. They're gonna get crushed. Fuck yeah. That's what you love to see. Oh, I got bit. Annoying. Fuck off! What the fuck? Oh, are you fucking kidding me? That's just annoying. Actually, fuck that. And fuck that guy. And fuck this guy. What the fuck? What is happening? Alright. There. Actually, fuck this whole section in general. There. Now I gotta wait for grenade. 5, 6. There we go. Did it? I went the wrong way. I wanted to go this way. Fucking... Get the fuck out of here. Come here. Nope. I hate this because I do not remember where to go. Ow!
You're going down.
I guess up here and this way and through here. Yeah, there we go.
Ah, there you are. At last.
Fuck off.
I will send the cart for you, brother. It will be but a motion. Patience.
There we go.
Guard yourself well.
Hurry up and go start the thing. Get some! Nice, good shot. Get the fuck down. Hello? Is he gonna start the fucking cart? What the fuck? He like ran away and didn't start it. And it's not doing anything on my end. You know what? Let's just walk this way and see if the game catches up. All right. Fucking... God damn it. Oh, that axe is way stronger. Ah. Get the fuck out of my fucking face. Help me, brother. There you go. All right. Oh, my frame rate. Uh-oh. Yeah, take cover, bro. Follow you. I know exactly what's going on. I don't know what you're doing. Those are just hazards. Here we go. Where is he? He said follow me and then just disappeared. Oh, he's over here in the corner getting beaten up. I'm coming. Okay, I gotcha. Alright, bye. That was a little bit more anticlimactic because of that. Did I pick up anything I didn't know about? Oh, I still haven't even used this. There we go. That's pretty good. Alright, I just want to get out of this underground section ASAP, so, more. Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. What the fuck? What the fuck was that? Could you lift me any slower? There we go. Yo, da 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 da. Worth it. There was way too many things there. I feel much better having deleted them. Whoop. Alright, that wasn't worth it. I just kind of took damage for no reason. I wait for it to come back through. Wait. What? It's stuck. Oh, there it goes. Get fucked. Oh my god, get me out of here. Fucking lens flare. Go. I don't care, whatever, fuck you. What the hell?
Still here?
Oh, it's your friends. Huh? Yeah, we still here. I'm having fun. Oh, holy shit. I'm having fun. Alright. I got new magnum shots. Hey, you guys are on me.
Wait.
What?
We'll come with you.
Okay. Let's go. Now let's go this way. Alright, you guys deal with the zombies. I've had enough of those. Move, sniper rifle. Wait, do I already have that? Is that this? Oh, it's this. Okay. Where? That's bullshit. I should be allowed to snipe back. Whoa! Ow, dick. I missed. Alright, my health is sinking rapidly. This guy better prove his worth fast. Alright, let's go. There we go. That feels a little bit better. Ah! There. Whatever. That other guy's already dead. I'm not even quite sure what did it to him. Oh, I got a combine weapon. Oh, what is this? Wonder if it's any decent. Okay. That was weird. Nice. Nice. I think it seeks them out. That's actually pretty sick. I fucking just blew my face off. Uh-oh. Let him go. Let him go. No. All right, one more. All right, if it crashes one more time, that's probably just going to be it for the day. But let me open it back up. Oh, man. All right, here we go. All right, man, whatever. Oh, wait. I forgot. There we go. Yeah, there you go. Whoa! Come, all right. Yep. Told you. One more crash and that was going to be it. I think that's fair, though. Come. All right, give me a quick BRB, and then I'll load up the credits, give you guys a talking to about what's going on for the rest of the week, and then we'll raid someone. So I'll be right back. So let me go ahead and run the credits here. Don't go anywhere because I'm going to talk about what's going on for the week, by the way. Are the credits running or what? Hello? What the fuck? They're going to fight me. Hold on. Huh. They're like a little fucked up. Hold on. What the fuck? Why are they not working? Roll them. Start. Do it. Go, you motherfucker. Oh my god, I fucking hate Streamlabs so much. What in the fuck? Alright, hold on. Alright, I guess I just have to replace my old credits. Whatever. Whoa, not that. There we go. Weird. I don't know why my old one just broke. Anyway, good lord. Let's see. Alright, who to thank? Who to thank? So let me thank Adriotes with their 14 months, Transhimbo with their 20 months, Simpletan 17 months, Neon Cats with a gift sub, Crabbable 3 months, Petroflume 23 months, Shodman 24 months, Zekaran 23 months, Mutated Wisdom 21 months, Honest Tom's Discount B 15 months, Soda Pop Sergeant 13 months, Holly with the 23, Bernie Cinder 16 months, Prototype 777 14 months, Gusher Bug 11 months, Dead Miami 10 months, Disaster Gay of Crisis 7 months, Frums.xyz 7 months, A Little Gremlin 12 months, so a full year, and Solus Kaj for 22 months. Thanks for coming out today. This was fun. I don't know why I was like, oh, you must wait to know what's going on this week. I don't know what's going on this week. It's a normal week. I'm just everything's back to normal. Although Friday is hit or miss on if or when I'll stream because of some other things going on. I can't remember why that's the case. I feel like I'm doing something Saturday, but we'll figure things out. Maybe Wednesday I'll read a story. Real gear shift from what today was. Maybe I'll just read a story to you guys on Wednesday. We'll see. But yeah. Reminder one more time, if you want some of the RTVS logo shirts, those are out there. T-shirts, tank tops, and also, yes, you are too late. And also stickers. Tried to keep them cheap, which also means when I was adjusting prices, if you're paying in euro, it might be fucked. Please tell me on Twitter if it's fucked. So, you know, here's that. So let's raid. Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? Who are we gonna raid? Is anyone on the team live? Is anyone on the team live? That's what I said. No, nobody on the team is live. Who am I going? I wonder. I guess Duke of Ash. We can do Duke of Ash. Okay. Okay. Thanks for coming out today, everyone. See ya Wednesday. Y'all have a good one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. I don't know what that was. I apologize for that.